I think there's a large segment of the population who are not designed to actually live with someone in the same house. The universe isn't just out there, it's interacting with you. Claim your power by embracing the unknown. This is Tracy with Tracy Talks, and I'm here to ignite your curiosity. Don't just listen, embrace it. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe and share with others who would enjoy listening to this podcast. Friends can find Tracy Talks available on iTunes, Spotify, Substack, and YouTube. Hit me up on Instagram and Facebook at More Tracy Talks. Reflection is a powerful tool. When we take the time to look back over situations and circumstances, we can hopefully look at situations from a more detached view. Hopefully we can look at situations similar to what a third party would be, where you're not emotionally invested anymore. One of those circumstances is cohabitating. You really don't understand how much you hate living with somebody until you live alone. Living alone can be a little scary at first. There's a lot of responsibility that all falls on you. There are a lot of things that need to be taken care of. I mean, what if you choke on a piece of popcorn? Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to be there to give you the Heimlich. I have accepted at this point, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go, whether it be popcorn or whether it be some horrendous illness. And I've tried to let go of the fear and the stress of being by myself. I had a friend and we were talking about economic situations that we experience here in the U.S. And if you pay attention to the news and you pay attention to the socioeconomic designs of our life, there is a lot of emphasis on a housing crisis. And what do we do about the housing crisis? And my response to him was, well, we don't have enough houses because we're all living alone. Nobody wants to live with anybody anymore. Whereas 50, 60 years ago, everybody was partnered up. They shared a house. And now we don't want to do that. So we need 2 houses for a couple. But in reality, it is the truth. I would hesitate to get into a situation at this point in my life where I shared a home. It seems like such an easy thing to do, to share space. It seems like it should be easy for 2 people to come together, communicate, decide how responsibilities were going to be divided, whether it's financial or the actual responsibility of taking care of things. I mean, it seems like it should be a very easy process to determine how everything was going to work. I can personally tell you that it's not. It's not easy. And when women sit around, at least me and my friends, sit around and talk about our experiences, there has been this common feeling that we didn't feel safe in our home to be who we are. We were all adults. We're all financially supporting ourselves. And yet, there were varying reasons why we didn't feel like we could just do what we wanted to do. We had someone who was always making passive-aggressive comments or direct aggressive comments about, why are you doing that? Why do we do this? What are we doing here? Why is it like this? I don't like it like this. We have to do it this way. I don't like that. I don't want to do that. Some of the simplest things would often turn into either an argument or a discussion. I recall having those feelings. And at a certain point, I got tired of pushing back, of stating why, of having the argument again. It doesn't matter. I gave up the fight because it's exhausting. It consumes a lot of my personal energy to have a fight and an argument. Energy that I'm no longer willing to give out freely. These discussions revolved around the type of curtains that we're going to get. These discussions revolved around getting anything new. Why did you get something new? I don't know, because that was 25 years old and that was a disgusting chair and it needed to be burned. That's why I thought it should go. I have learned that my level of comfort is very different than a man's description of what a level of comfort is. I have learned that I create an environment that is aesthetically pleasing. And what that means is the wall color and the curtains and the carpet and the pillows coordinate. I don't care if your house does or doesn't coordinate. So don't think that I'm judging everybody else. All I'm saying is my house, the space in which I reside, the space in which I need to nurture me is created in a way that I can be nurtured, that I can feel loved and supported. I cannot even count how many times either I have experienced or I have witnessed in other couples. The man has to make the practical choice, not the choice that is based on comfort, not the choice that's based on aesthetics, but the practical choice. That is the reasonable decision to make here. What does that say to me? It says you're cheap, plain and simple. So you know what? The U.S. could continue to experience a housing crisis because I don't know any friends of mine who are in any hurry to move in together, because we've realized it is extremely difficult to share space. It is extremely costly for me as a woman right now to go back to try to cohabitate and lose my voice, lose my decision making, and be at and have to negotiate things that don't need to be negotiated with, things that don't even need to be discussed. No one should have to justify why you don't buy the cheapest sheets on the market. I'm not having a thread count discussion again. I'm not having a discussion why there are so many pillows, because it looks better when there's more pillows. I'm not having a discussion why I want to move the furniture. It's not going to be negotiated. Losing oneself is often a process that is incrementally happening over time. Oftentimes, it's not until we are removed from the situation or the circumstance do we fully understand how much we lost, how much we gave up, and how much of a different person we had to be in the relationship. Oftentimes, as women, we have to completely change who we are so we will be accepted and loved. Those days are over. Those days are long gone. I will not be moving in with somebody, and I can almost 100% guarantee that I could not find a man willing to move into my aesthetically pleasing home where he probably wouldn't feel like he could be himself. Thank you for listening to this episode of Tracy Talks. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe, and share with others who would enjoy listening to this podcast. Friends can find Tracy Talks available on iTunes, Spotify, Substack, and YouTube. Hit me up on Instagram and Facebook at More Tracy Talks. And until next time, we meet again.